Tell me if this sounds familiar. You sign up for online dating because you hear women in the Philippines are traditional and they don't mind your age. And before you know it, you have dozens of women contacting you. You can't believe it. How is it possible such young, beautiful women are interested in you? And before you know it, you start talking to a few of them. Sure, there are some red flags, but you simply ignore them, thinking, oh, maybe it's a language barrier, perhaps a cultural difference. So before you know it, you booked your trip to the Philippines. And also, you spent a few dollars here and there sending her money for load or other necessities, but you don't think much of it. I mean, it's still less than the Americas, much cheaper to just pay a woman $50 or $100 than to take them out on a date. So, you go to the Philippines and think it's going to be paradise, and before you know it, it all starts falling apart. By now, you should know online dating is a complete mess. It's a complete scam by AI, websites, money, and of course the women themselves. I will share a story with you and want to hear your opinions regarding online dating in the Pinoy land. Parker Grant writes, anyone thinking of joining a dating site or using a dating app should read this first. I'm not looking for criticism. It's written by me just to highlight the pitfalls of doing so. I have tried a couple dating apps over the past 4 or 5 months, more of a social experiment than anything. Let me start reading there. Already this man has lost my trust. Nobody joins a dating app for social experiment. Who are you kidding? You wanted poontang and that's why you signed up. He continues by saying, I have made no lasting friendships, let alone relationships. Dating sites or apps are full of fake pics, thanks to Photoshop and AI. Also fake profiles with some women having multiple profiles on the same sites with different names and different locations. I caught one out recently and asked her if she had a twin, because the person was exactly her, wearing the same hoodie, posing in the same location. She denied it after I showed her the pic. Then there are the ladyboys pretending to be women you have to be careful of. Finally, there's 2 categories here. One is women looking for a handout to feed the kids, support their Filipino boyfriends, or for blowing on themselves. They will tell you all sorts of stories. No parents, live alone, struggling, or sick father, mother, brother, sister, uncle, grandma, goat, cow, bison, whatever. And they're student and they need to pay their fees or living expenses. All these stories are almost lies. I have seen women pretending to be poor as they dress well and their pics are taken inside fancy hotel rooms. Let me stop this man once again. Who do you think is paying for these fancy hotel rooms and trips to islands? Of course, different men, other boyfriends, men that send them money throughout the year and decide to come to the Pinoy land 2 weeks out of the year and think they are 2-week millionaires. They take these women to these 5-star resorts or even 2-star resorts, it doesn't matter, it's still a big upgrade to these women. And they take photos on the beds, in the bathrooms, in robes, having breakfast and pools just for the Instagram and their next Tinder profile. Let's continue with what he says. I pointed this out to the one. She asked for money to pay for the hotel room. LOL. A good trick is the girl asks you to send her money to buy a new phone to use just to talk to you, or money for load to video call you. It ain't ever gonna happen. The other side to this is the blatant scammers, both inside and outside the Philippines. They will immediately start calling you love, honey, darling, etc., and try to suck you into pretending a romantic relationship. Then they will hit you up with a join them in either a Bitcoin investment or scam to prove your love for them or to earn money to travel together. Either Bitcoin investment or to put money into opening an online shop, which is bogus, and when you search it on Google, trust sites has 0 ratings. When you call them out, they immediately call you an asshole and call you other bad names as if it's your fault. It's a total waste of time using the following sites: Truly Filipino, Date in Asia, Asian Dating, OkCupid. Some are affiliated with Filipino Cupid, which I never joined because of its expensive and confusing pricing structure. I am deregistering from these 3 sites. I never ever developed a lasting rapport with any women. They quickly jump from one man to the next. They lose interest in you very fast, and you might send them 2 or 3 sentences. All you get back is, okay. their communication skills are so bad, you may as well talk to yourself. Very few will video call. Proof in the pudding about the fake nature of women behind these profiles. This man seems like it's his first time on dating sites. Most of us by now know all of this. However, if some of you somehow did not know this, what he's saying is 100% correct, and he's actually being kind about it. Let's begin with online dating sites. Firstly, the website's entire purpose is to keep you on those sites, to have you go through as many women as possible without ever leaving the website in order to get money from you on a monthly basis. Not to mention the limitations they put on free memberships, as in having to wait 10 minutes before each response, or messaging people first, and many more. So, what is $30, $40, $50 to you? I mean, you're looking for a life partner, you think of it as an investment. So you spend $50 in hopes of talking to someone, but guess what? Then that person cannot send you a message because they're not a paid member either, so there goes your $50 or other similar scams. Then you have this entire upgrade promotion lifetime membership nonsense that you get from these sites. Why is it so difficult? Why can't they just let you talk to women on there? I mean, half these sites claim that they vetted the women, which I guarantee you, which I know 100% is not true. All they do is offer the same thing to the women from the other side, saying they have a chance to meet a Western man to save them from poverty. Let's get into the scams. Why would anyone want to meet you when they could just simply get money from you? That's why so many of these women don't actually ever meet you. I've heard of stories of men showing up at the airport with no one to greet them, for the girl to simply ditch them and never speak to them again because she knows the game is over. She's gotten all the dollars she can from you, and now she has to do her part, which she definitely does not want to do. Scamming is nothing new. By now, we should all be aware of these types of situations. How is it a woman only looking for men abroad? Why not someone local? Then she has this excuse how Filipino men cheat. To pull at your heartstrings, to let her know you're a good guy, you'll never cheat on her, even though we all know that's not true. So you start to imagine this life that you could have with a young, attractive woman down in the Philippines. But what they don't tell you, none of it is actually real. 99% of these women don't ever intend to meet you. 99% of them have other relationships and other men they're talking to, not to mention they're pregnant with children or even have local Filipino husbands and boyfriends. This is nothing new. Leave your opinions regarding this matter in the comment area. Have you experienced talking to women online in the Pinoy land, and how did they try to get money from you? Or do you think that there is still some hope online? Let's take a look at our previous video, best and worst comment. The best comment comes from Barilla Biggs, who says, "Do not send any women money. As far as I'm concerned, a woman who have yet to meet is not your girlfriend. Even if you may start to develop feelings for her, she is merely the chat mate. This should be common sense as far as I'm concerned. Genuine, loving, kind-hearted girlfriends whom you have met in person and have spent time with may be deserving of your money. Chatmates are not deserving of money. Also, she is not your girlfriend until you get to Asia and meet her in person." I always assumed this was common sense like this person has written, but apparently some men believe just because they talk to a woman online and that the woman said that they love them, even though not true, somehow she's automatically his girlfriend, someone they've never met for 6 months, 12 months, or over a year, just chit-chatting back and forth, wasting each other's time completely. Have you ever thought of how if you met her, she may not even be the person you thought she was? Maybe there's no chemistry, maybe you don't like her, or even as simple as the way she smells or looks in person? But no, men do not think this way. They built this fantasy in their head while the woman's out there just simply trying to get your money. Don't forget, do not send money to women, ever. Unless you're doing as charity. Even then, don't do it because it's not real charity, because they are not in need like they say they are. They're simply pulling one over you. The worst comment comes from Chuck, who says, "Hey, ass bag, I'm married to a Filipina for 9 years now and have an 8-year-old daughter with her. Sure, it's been trying, just like any other marriage, but we're still together." In another comment, Chuck says that he Skyped with a Filipina for 4 years. So that makes it 13 years total that you've known her. Do you realize 13 years ago the world was a complete different place? that online was not the same as it is today, that sending money wasn't as easy, even if I was to believe that you don't give your Filipina wife's family any money. Plus, yes, a very happy person saying aspect to someone else sounds like you're very happy. Anyone happy in the Pinoy land or in a relationship will not be watching my videos. Who are you lying to? Who are you kidding? We all know the truth. We know you're unhappy, but you're a coward to leave the relationship. Maybe it's too late now since you have a child, but I'm not here to point fingers. I'm here to help other men not make the same mistakes. But as long as there are people like Chuck and other people sending money and talking to women for 4 years before meeting them, this world will never change. Online gaming and online dating will still be the same, and these Pinoys will take advantage of simple men like this man and others. Thanks for watching. God bless.